You already know what we're here for. You already know what's going down. You already know what week it is. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. Well, this might be a massacre. Anyway, the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And guess what? I enjoyed the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Seattle Seahawks. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm upset that Julian Love finally decided to get his lick back. 2-interception game, when we all remember when we played the Philadelphia Eagles last year, the play that Julian Love gave up. Trying to do it was on the same part of the field. That's how close it resembled what happened. He got his lick back. So shout out to Julian Love. Shout out to Leonard Williams, 2 former Giants that are Seattle Seahawks. I'm mad at the Seahawks for winning also because, that makes our second round pick that we traded for a little bit less. But we'll see how all that plays out at the end of the day. But hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Today's video is a preview of week 16. The New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles on Christmas Day. About 4 months ago, I would have been excited for this game. Before everything that transpired with the New York Giants this season, I was looking at that Christmas game like I would love for this to be the first time we beat Philly in a long time at the Link. That's all I was worried about. When the schedule came out, I was like, why are they waiting so long for the New York Giants to play the Philadelphia Eagles? I hate that we got to wait till almost next year. Because we figure it came out in May. We're talking about December next year for this to happen. And fast forward to now, the New York Giants are trash. The Philadelphia Eagles are on a sputter right now. And everything else is what it is when it comes to the division. Now, here is the thing. You might think I'm crazy. The Philadelphia Eagles are imploding. Something is quite not right with the Philadelphia Eagles. They did the whole defensive coordinator switch up. They had Matt Patricia calling the plays. They put Desai up in the booth, and they started changing all this stuff around. And then you figure the offensive coordinator and Jalen Hurts is looking a little bit shaky and rocky. He's making mistakes. I believe he's leading the league in turnovers, got like 17. I don't know what's going on. With Philadelphia, but the feeling ain't the same. It ain't the same. Now, I wish that the New York Giants had any kind of offense right now. Because if we had any kind of offense right now, I would give us a nice, decent chance in this game. Especially the way that the Philadelphia Eagles are looking on defense. Like, wow. And then the amount of turnovers that Jalen Hurts is committing. And that's a tall ass. That's me talking crazy because, again, the New York Giants are who they are, who we are. And the Philadelphia Eagles are who they are, who we thought they were. But they are on shaky ground right now. Right now, they're second in the division. Still tied because the Cowboys decided to lose this weekend. And now you still have a 10-4 race at the top of the division. But again, I believe Dallas has the tiebreaker when it comes to that, because they split. Now here's the question though. What do you do, or what do you expect the New York Giants to do in this game? Brian Daboll already announced that Tommy DeVito was going to be the starting quarterback for this game. I absolutely agree with that. Was it Pat Leonard? Pat Leonard at the podium asking, I saw that you already made the decision to go with Tommy. Does he give you the best chance to win the game? And of course, Brian Daboll says yes. He says yes. Now that sent shockwaves through the fan base. A lot of people like whatever. Taylor gives us the best chance. But to me, it's like Tyrod Taylor does not have a contract going into the 2024 season. There's no money tied up to Tyrod Taylor. How can you do that? We don't have the money to spend on a Tyrod Taylor. And with the little bit of success that Tommy DeVito had, you might as well go ahead and keep him as a backup, not necessarily the backup, but as a backup, a quarterback on the roster, because you already have proven that you can win a couple of games with him. So why pay another $8 million for Tyrod Taylor when you got Tommy DeVito for about, was it $1 million, $900,000, something like that? You go with that deal. Sign me up for that. So with that being said, that's why you keep on starting Tommy DeVito, because you already know that we're out the hunt now when it comes to these playoffs. It was already a long shot, but now you're looking at Philadelphia, the Rams, and then Philadelphia again. And what's the chances? What's the chances that you win all three of those games? It's very, very slim. So with that being said, go ahead and roll Tommy DeVito out there, and let's continue to see if he can progress and turn into a possible backup for the New York Giants. It does not stop you from drafting a quarterback just because Tommy DeVito won a couple of games. I'm sorry. That's not anything that's realistic for the New York Giants going into 2024. Okay. Also, I want to see the Italians versus the Italians. I want to see New York Italians versus the Philadelphia Italians. That's the real matchup. The stands. What is it going to be like? It's already Christmas, so I don't know how many people are going to travel for Christmas as far as New York Giants fans. How many people are traveling? I'm pretty sure the DeVito family is going to travel. That should be interesting. That's a storyline, and a lot of people hate storylines, but right now storylines are all we have because we don't have a winning program on the field. So to me, it's all about the storylines. Now, call me crazy again. It's the second time I'm going to say it in this video. Call me crazy. Philadelphia does look like they're on the ropes. Philadelphia social media is on the ropes right now. I'm watching Cowboys fans versus Philadelphia fans, and it's some of the best entertainment I've seen all year. All year. Both teams lost this week, too, by the way. And the way that they are talking trash about each other, both teams got whooped. And the way that these two teams, both teams didn't get whooped. Philadelphia doesn't look like Philadelphia, and the Dallas Cowboys got whooped, put it that way. But just the banter back and forth between the fan bases is all worth it. It's all worth it. And they played 2 weeks ago. So again, when we're talking about this game, it all depends on who's playing, right? I was upset about a lot of things in the last game, especially with the way the game plan went for the defense. That heavy zone, and we saw that we were getting ate up by the zone. And when you're playing a team like the Philadelphia Eagles with the kind of weapons that they have on the outside, I'm thinking that Wink probably wants to go heavy zone again, but we can't do that. Listen, we have we have a young corner who needs to grow up, who's already there. Not already there, who's making progress, who's looking like he could be the real deal. Let that man play man-to-man against A.J. Brown. Let him continue to grow. Let him do his thing. Let him grow. Let him go through the bumps and bruises. Let him do his thing. Pinnock and McKinney's trying to get a contract next year. So I'm expecting the secondary to play a lot better than what they did against the Saints. And then also, after you lay a dud like that, especially Wink, after Wink lays a dud like that as far as the game plan and the failure to make adjustments, I'm curious to see what type of game plan he draws up for Jalen Hurts. Now, you can also say that Jalen Hurts was suffering from a sickness. We saw him at the podium after the game. People are saying that he threw guys under the bus, or he threw the team under the bus, saying they're not showing the right amount of commitment. He didn't shake hands with Drew Lock at the end of the game, didn't meet with him at the center of the field and all other stuff. Listen, if the man really was sick and that kind of loss, of course he got off the field. It's not the best sportsmanship. It's not sportsmanship at all when you really think about it. But he ain't trying to talk in front of people's faces, especially if he claimed to be sick. Why you want to talk and be and whisper in each other's ears, good game, this, that, and shake hands and stuff with a guy that can get you sick? So I don't fault him for that at all. I understand how it looks. But still, I'm not mad at Jalen Hurts. As far as the offense goes, again, a poor scheme. We really couldn't run the ball. Shout out to Bobby Skinner, put out the tape. Breakdown of the offensive line, why we could not run the ball. Bobby, great job on that video. It's all there. It's all there. Forget what I'm talking about. If you want the full-on breakdown, go over to Talking Giants and watch Bobby's breakdown. It's all there. He did a fantastic job. The line was horrible. The offensive line was horrible. For 4 weeks, we talked about how the offensive line progressed. The same unit played together. Dan Dugan put out the tweet saying, for the first, for 4 weeks in a row, he doesn't have to say who the starting lineup is as far as the offensive line because it's been the same unit for weeks. And then they laid an egg. They laid a dud. Justin Pugh, Pepe Le Pew. Andrew Thomas, not his best showing. Probably one of his worst showings for the year. Is he 100%? Is he not 100%? We don't know. We just know he's out there playing and doing what it takes, to play for, his teammates. Tommy DeVito, again, didn't climb the pocket. Took a couple of sacks that he probably didn't need to. Was a little statuesque in this play this week. We didn't see him mobile. We didn't see them, move the pocket. We didn't see him get any kind of design runs, really. And, it looked real stagnant. So that's Mike Kafka. And again, I'm week to week, fellas. I am week to week, ladies and gentlemen. If you did good, I'm going to say you did good. If I feel like you did bad, I'm going to tell you that you did bad on a week-to-week basis. And last week, everybody was horrible. This week is another week, though. And I'm just saying to you and everybody else out there listening that wants to listen, that got this far, that the New York Giants, I don't feel good about this game. But there's always a chance in a given Sunday, especially when you got Philadelphia on the ropes. That's one thing. The other thing is Philadelphia has a lot to prove and a lot on the line. And they just might make a statement out of the New York Giants, kind of like what the Saints did. They make a statement, whoop on us, and then they move on to the next week. Because they got some unfinished business as far as still trying to hunt for the number one spot in the conference, still trying to hunt for the number one spot in the division, because it means a lot. It's a lot different, going from the number 2 seed to the number 5 seed. And that's pretty much what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what they have on their plate right now. So they have all the ammunition in the world and all the motivation in the world to beat the New York Giants. And again, we'll see what happens on Christmas. I'm not going to be Scrooge. It's not going to be a lump of coal for me on Christmas. I don't care how this game goes. I'm going to enjoy this holiday with my family because that's what I'm going to do. Had the season been a little bit different and we were in the hunt, maybe this game would have affected me a little bit more. But right now, the way that I'm feeling, I'm already in cruise control, getting ready to get out into the free agency and into the draft and all that. I'm ready for the offseason already. But let's go, Giants. Beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. If it's going to be Tommy DeVito, fine. Just somebody do that, please. If we can go ahead and ruin the Eagles' Christmas, fantastic. That's just icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. So I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.